What's going on, everyone, and welcome to 1010 Outdoors. You guys clicked on this video so you can see what I'm carrying in my pack, right? Okay, good. We're going to get into that in just a second. So I've been carrying this pack for a few years now, and just now kind of thought about this, putting a video together on what exactly this pack is, what's in this pack, and why is it so versatile to me, and why is it basically the only pack that I'm going to be taking with me when I go into the woods saddle hunting. So let's get right into this. Let's get this pack pulled apart. Let's look into it. Let's see what we got in there, and hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we'll see you in just a second. Okay, here's the pack. It's a H31 Bandit, and it's made by Eberly Stock. This is a fantastic pack, guys. I've really been enjoying taking this into the woods when I'm saddle hunting. It's very compact, very narrow, fits between your shoulders really well. You're not going to get it hung up on limbs and stuff as you're going through the woods. This right here is a really cool feature, though. It's kind of like a beaver tail. Basically, in the wintertime, if you need to add some extra layers of clothes on your hike in, you can just put that in here and secure it with this beaver tail. If you want to carry a platform or some sticks or something, you can also put that in here as well. And kind of just go around the pack, starting on this side here. I do carry an extra carabiner just in case. This pouch here, headlamp, it's just a Coast headlamp. I can't remember how many lumens it is, but it's got an adjustable beam, so you can spot it or use it as a flood. I do have the red lights also on this headlamp. And then just a cheap, like a Ozark Trail hand saw if you need to cut any limbs or anything. You guys hunt on public land or different states, you might want to just check with the local laws and make sure that you can cut limbs and stuff out on public land. But for private land, guys, this is a really handy, easy to pack and stow away. Just a pretty good saw that I just always keep in the pack. Moving around to the back of the pack, and you can see this is some really good padding. It's like a honeycomb mesh padding. You got these two vertical strips with the air vent right up through the center. The padding on the shoulder straps is the same, not quite as thick, but still excellent padding. This thing is phenomenal, very comfortable. It does have a lot of adjustability. Pop this open, you can slide this out kind of like large molly, so you can move it up or down on your back, as well as like the load straps up here. You can pull it up, cinch it so it's a little bit higher. This is basically where I keep it, kind of cinched up so it's about even with the little above the top of my shoulder. So moving on to the other side, just got a little piece of looped paracord with the windicator from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. It's got the powder up top, and you can put milkweed in the bottom, just to do some wind checking as I'm going through the woods, heading in for a hunt. And this S-beaner over here, once I'm at hunting height and I've got my gear strap on, about to pull the bow up and that kind of stuff, as soon as I get set, this S-beaner goes on to my gear strap, and one wire's on and I've got the other wire's been removed, so I can just easily clip it in on the wire side to my gear hanger, and then the other side just goes to this nice handle, and it'll just hang right in front of me to the right of the tree. So a lot of this stuff is very accessible. I've got the 2 or 3 liter water bladder, and it'll just hang right here in front of me, so I can just stay hydrated while I'm hunting. Keep that hydration bladder filled up, and I've always got some water with me. But like I said, this is going to be facing right here in front of me, and I can just easily, once I get set and I'm ready, pull out this strap. This goes on the tree, and that is the strap for this camera arm here.
This is the saddle version of a camera arm that you can get from DIY Bow Hunting. I'll put a link down in the description below. This one here is actually powder coated, so it's really robust. It's compact, lightweight, very ergonomical. This thing is it's a workhorse. It's got a good weight limit on it. The camera and fluid head is typically inside the pack, but I'm filming right now with that setup. So, but this is just how it stows in the pack every day, going in and coming out. It just sits right in this little pocket right here. And if you noticed, once it's in this pocket, it really doesn't go anywhere. These 3 little rows of MOLLE, I can just clip this or just fold this standoff up underneath there, and it just kind of secures everything real tight. Once I got the bungee secured, I mean, this stuff's not going anywhere, and it doesn't really move, especially when the strap is in there. So like I said, guys, this is a very versatile pack, and it really packs a ton of features. So just moving on to the top of this, we'll just kind of go through and what's all in the bag itself. A little bit about how I use some of these pieces of kit. Once I'm set up again, I've got this second angle camera mount. This is also from DIY Bow Hunting. You guys can check that out as well. This is easily attached to my tether, and then this is just an Amazon phone holder, but basically I'll get this attached to my tether. You can see the opening right there. You can just unscrew this, pop it on your tether, and close it back up, get it tight. It's pretty secure, but a reason I like this setup right here, as soon as it's on my tether, guys, and when I'm kind of rotating, it's keeping me in frame, so I don't really have to worry about trying to reposition a second camera. It's always going to be right there on me no matter what. If I'm trying to reposition around the tree or something, it's going to get me right there in the center of the frame just about every time. So cool little gadget to keep in your pack. So if you're interested in that, like I said, I'll put the link down below for Mark at DIY Bow Hunting. I've got some camo face paint. Can't go in the woods without some face paint. Next thing is a orange bandana, and just a 2x2 cotton bandana. So many uses for this, just a couple offhand. You can use it to make char material, get a fire going if you need to, or if you just need to mark a location or something, hang it up in the tree. If you need to drop your pack right here and walk off, you can put this in that tree right above your pack, and you've got a visual to get back to where you started from. But like I said, there's a ton of uses for bandanas, and I carry at least 2 in my pack. You'll see another one shortly. So the orange bandana, and then this is just a basic boo-boo kit, nothing fancy, just some headache medicine, Benadryl, some kind of like a congestion medication, band-aids, bee sting stuff, and I think like a burn relief. So just some basic stuff, nothing crazy. Next in here is a collapsible cup, and don't laugh at me for carrying a collapsible cup when I have a hydration bladder. I carry this for a specific reason. I've got these liquid IV pouches, so this is the powder mix. Fill this up, 2 cups, and dump this in there, and this will give me the electrolytes that I need to keep going if I've kind of depleted my energy a little bit on a long hike or something. But I just don't want to put the powder stuff in my hydration bladder, because that just stays clean water all the time. So that's why I keep this little collapsible cup in here, and a couple of these little liquid IVs. I was using the Gatorade pouches, trying to get away from a lot of the sugar. So these are sugar free. I think let's see, white peach. So maybe I'll try those out. I haven't tried these yet, so maybe I'll do a little taste test on those out in the woods one of these days and report back. So Also carry a Right in the Rain pad. These are really good, especially if you're like carrying maps and stuff for your hunting locations. You've got conversion in here, you've got your scale, but this is a really good pad. You can write some notes down, put coordinates down, just kind of keep track of day-to-day activities if you wanted to. These Right in the Rain pads, you can use pen, pencil, just about anything will write on these pads, and I just keep just a pen in there for that. The last thing in this top pouch is a multi-tool. Typically never go in the woods without a multi-tool on any one of my packs or anything like that. It's just good to have a pair of pliers, all the little gadgets, screwdrivers, files, knife, all kinds of good stuff. This is the Leatherman rebar. I think I picked it up at like Lowe's or Home Depot, one of the two. But it's a really good multi-tool. A really good piece of kit to carry in your pack. So before we just dive into one of my favorite features of this pack. Kind of with you guys looking at it just like this, if you're sitting in your saddle, when you open this up, and what I mentioned earlier about the beaver tail, this thing is going to just stop this top flap from coming all the way down, and it basically turns this into like a bucket. So basically, as it's sitting in front of you, you can reach down and grab stuff inside the pack without worrying if it's going to open up and just dump all your stuff 15 feet up in the air, 15 or 20 feet up. So one of my favorite features is just kind of turning it into a bucket style pack. So flop that down, and I can easily get to my fluid head, which would be sitting right here on the top. I can easily just pop that right on the camera arm, pull up the shemagh, and grab my camera, which would be a little bit further down. This is a shemagh, and it just kind of separates the two metal objects that I'm going to get to quite frequently, the camera and the fluid head. So just keep those metal on metal contacts to a minimum. This a lot like the bandana. You can use this for a lot of different uses. You can make a sling out of it, keep your arm up if you hurt your arm, dislocated or something like that. I mean, there's so many uses for this. You can make char out of it and get a fire going. Wrap it around your head in the wintertime. Keep out the cold weather, keep it out of your core from getting down into your neck and stuff like that. Keep that wind out. And in the summertime, it might sound crazy, but if you just wrap it around your head like one time, you're gonna keep a lot of mosquitoes at bay, keep them off of your head while you're in those early season bow sits. So that's always in the pack. Now that you've seen this bucket, I'm gonna go ahead and just pop this out of the way, and we'll just dive right into what's all the way down in the bottom, and then we'll go through the sides. So I've got my TP, guys. I don't go anywhere in the woods without TP, and I keep it in a waterproof little 2-liter waterproof bag. It's bright green, so I can find it if I drop it. So that's always in the pack, and it will always be dry with this waterproof bag. Just a spare pair of wool socks. If you ever need to change out some socks, you get wet or something, always keep a extra pair of socks. It's a good idea to keep with you. And last thing in the very bottom is a spare bow release. So if something happens to my main release, or if I drop it, if it malfunctions, something happens to it, I can quick and easily get this thrown on and get right back to hunting. That's basically it for the center section of this pack here. We'll go in from the side. This is the left side, and guys, I have a military style or a military poncho and if any of you guys are familiar with the military ponchos, they've got the grommet holes in them, so you can quickly deploy this into a shelter system. You've got about 3 or 4 different variants that you can deploy this and get yourself out of the elements, out of the rain. Or if it's quick, down and dirty, throw the poncho on over you and your pack, and it's just going to keep everything dry. You can tuck your bow up underneath there. These things are very spacious, just wearing them. In the bottom of this same pouch, I've got the material to make a ridge line. This is about 25 feet of paracord hanked up with a bowline knot on the end, so I can easily get this around one tree, toggle it in, and run out about 15 feet, 15 or 20, trucker's hitch, get this thing tight, and it's ready as a ridge line to deploy the poncho. I've got just a couple of pre-made loops out of some bank line, so I can easily toggle in to the grommet holes. And then I've also got a hank of two separate lines, about 36 to 48 inches, give or take, so I can do the opposing opposite end grommet holes and get this thing tied out. This is just a quick, like a lean-to setup, basically, with this system that I have right here with these 4 pieces of bank line. Moving on, we'll start up here on the top. Guys, you can't go into the hunting woods without a knife. Good skinning knife. This is just an old classic. This is the old timer. Good knife. I've had this knife since I was a kid. It's a really good skinning knife. Get you deer skinned up, cleaned up, or whatever before you drag it out, or once you get back to your truck, get everything cleaned up. And just don't go in the woods without a knife, guys. You should know that. Hand sanitizer, clean up afterwards, or just whatever you need hand sanitizer for. I just keep it in the pack. You just never know. Kind of along those same lines, I've also got some Dawn dish detergent in here. So after you kill a deer, you gut it, you want to clean up a little bit, hit that creek up. Dawn dish detergent is safe to get into the water, but I've got a second bandana in here. I can clean up, use the Dawn dish detergent and clean this up afterwards, and just tidy up and just clean up for my way out. This is like I said, the second bandana that I have in the pack, and it also goes with my filtration system. So this is a 16-ounce little squeeze bag, and I can use this for a pre-filter going into this bag before I throw the actual filter on and squeeze it into the water bladder. So kind of a pre-filter. So like I said, guys, there's a ton of uses out of a bandana. That's why I've got at least 2 in this pack. So there's 2 right there. Got the filtration system, the bladder. So if I get low on water, find a stream, fill this up, and then I can fill this bladder back up, and I can keep on going. Next, in this little pouch here, I've got a emergency blanket. Also tucked into the middle part here is a signal mirror. This I think I got it out of a military surplus pack. You got the reflective mirror there, and you got the star, so you can just look through the star and kind of point and aim at an object, a plane or a group of folks, a couple of ridges over or a ridge over that you can see, and just kind of tweak that a little bit and try to get their attention with the mirror. This is just an emergency blanket. You got orange on one side and reflective on the other. This is going to help trap in your body heat. If you're in a shelter situation, you can put that on you. It's going to keep your body core temperature stable. And if you need to during the day, take it off, flip it over, and you've got the reflective shiny side out, and use that as a signal as well. This actually fell out, but this was also in this side pouch as well. This is just a fire starter kit, and I've got it in like a plastic bag just in case the pack gets compromised. This is going to stay dry. Got a Bic lighter. I've got a few wraps of Gorilla Tape, two rows of that, pretty thick. You never know, you can use Gorilla Tape to start a fire, to make some repairs to some gear. Just a good survival type tool to keep in your pack. I've got some aluminum foil nuggets in here for fire starting, some fire starter wicks. Also got a ferrocerium rod and some weatherproof matches. This little piece of cardboard inside here, it's just flipped over. It's like the match box, so the other side of it is the sandpaper. I didn't want it to be on the outside and kind of scratch that plastic and poke a hole in it and compromise the bag, so that's why it's turned around the other way. And that's basically just about it for all these pouches here. One last thing that I do keep in here, and this just goes along with the shelter system, guys. This is a 55-gallon drum liner, and these things are pretty large, and surprisingly it'll pretty much cut or fit my body pretty well. So I can fill these things up, or fill this up with leaf debris, any kind of pine straw, some type of insulation, and fill it up, close off the end, and then I can lay on this. And this is also going to keep me from directly laying on the ground, and this is going to keep my body temperature kind of stable once I'm wrapped up in this, and my body temperature, or my core temperature, won't drop as it going into the ground, basically. So if you've got that body and ground contact, it's going to just deplete your core temperature. It's just going to go right into the ground. But if you've got some type of a separation, you're going to stop that. So that's kind of like a three-piece shelter kit: something to sleep under, something to sleep in, and then something to sleep on. So pretty much covered on the shelter system. And most of this stuff, as you can tell, is kind of survival oriented, along with hunting. That's just the mentality that I have when I'm going into the woods. You just never know what kind of situation you might get yourself into. So I think the last thing, this just a slender, let's see, so 2.5. So this is a 2.5 liter bladder, and you can tell just a skinny one that fits perfectly down on this back slot here. And then Everly Stock's got this little piece of webbing with a little small buckle, but this is actually open slot, so I can just clip it in there. So once it's full, it's not going to sink down to the bottom. So, but there you have it, guys. All right, so that wraps up the pack. But there's one other thing that I want to kind of go over really quick. It's not in the pack as of right now, but I'm putting it in the pack, and I've got it in my hand right here. This is the Great Outdoors Devotional, 100 readings for guys who love God's creation. So planning on doing a In the Woods series throughout the season. Each time I go out into the woods, do a little 5 to 10 minute segment on this Great Outdoors Devotional. Like I said, there's 100 readings on there in here. So just a little, I think I'm probably going to call it Devotions from the Saddle, or Saddle Devotions, something like that. So be on the lookout for that. And if you guys like that content, I'm going to put a link down in the description below in this video and every single one of those clips to where you can get these devotionals at. My wife's got a boutique here in North Carolina. She's brick and mortar as well as an online store, and I'll put the link down below. So all the guys out there, there's a man cave in her store. It's kind of my idea to have a little spot for the guys. We got shirts, hats, soaps, like I said, devotionals, all types of devotionals. Some for golfing, for just being in the outdoors. I mean, the list is long. So I'll put a link down in the description below where you guys can find one of these, and it's called the Tulip Magnolia with the Man Cave. So be on the lookout for that, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and you actually could take something away from this. Maybe you want to add some of this stuff to your pack. I know it seemed like a lot, but guys, really, it packed into this Bandit very well, and very impressed with the amount of stuff that I could really get into this pack. And I'm not going to go in the woods without this stuff. And like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, Give me that like, subscribe, throw a comment down below. Tell me what you put in your pack. If you've got like a similar mindset, let me know. I enjoy going through the comments. I try my very best to answer every single comment that comes through. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Good luck this year.